Hey guys, I guess we can jump right on into this. As everybody already knows, this is Renew Excellence Society, and we present Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership. Renew Excellence Society is the company that is buying the real estate. Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership is the portion of the company that teaches the real estate. Okay. Right now, we'll jump right into the training, the teaching about creative real estate problem solving. And this is something that will help everybody out there to start making money. And these are one of the strategies and tactics that people use, that we use to buy and sell real estate. And majority of the times, probably 60, 70% of the deals will be done this way because there are so many people that are in need of help. There's so many people that are in need. They're going through foreclosure. I was just talking to a friend, Sean, earlier, and she was talking about somebody that was going through foreclosure. And if she had known, what she knows now, she was able to help them and also made her some change as well. And so now that gives you another drive to understand there are people out there that need your help. And what we're doing is always making a win-win situation because these sellers, they're in a desperate situation. Maybe they have inherited a big problem they can't afford. Maybe they were previous real estate investors going through something, trying to get rid of their property. Maybe they are behind on their payments. Who knows? There's so many different things that we go through that make having a house not viable at the time. And so what we're going to do is learn how to listen to the problems and then learn the strategies that can help the situation. And once you see, as we go through, it's a real simple process. Now, are you going to get everything right now on this one? Probably not. Now, everything is in it, but you know how it is. You have to see things 2, 3 times just to make sure that you're getting it. And then, of course, there's the experience. So what we have put together at Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership is a way for you guys to learn real estate investing and also make money while you're learning without having the risk and everything like that. But we will get more into that as well. 37% of sellers will consider the creative problem solving because, like we're saying, they're in a bad shape. Majority of the times you're looking for sale by owners. I'm not saying majority of the times, all the time, because you don't want to have the encumbrance of a realtor having a 3% or 6% in there. If they have sellers and buyer realtors, you don't have to worry about that. So you want to find the for sale by owners by looking at Google. You can just simply type in for sale by owner in your city and state, sometimes your county as well. Driving around, sometimes take another route. And you can see the different things, and you're looking for sale by owner signs in the yards. Take the number down, take the picture of the front, and then go ahead. Now, if it looks, rough or anything like that, of course, you want to take pictures of the rough spots as well. Of course, don't get out the car and do these things at night. Want to be safe when you're doing these things. And we're looking for, and when you're doing these things, generally these are going to be nice houses. This is not the flipping side to where we are looking for ugly houses to rehab, repair, and retail. Okay, these are generally houses that may take little to nothing to get ready to be put on the market. Majority of the times they're ready to be put on the market anyway because they're on the market for sale by owners. So you may have some paint or something like that you may want to do. And majority of the times when that happens, what we've done is just pass that on to the end buyer. So if there's something involved that needs to be done, we can do something like a work for equity program to say, okay, in order for you to move in, normally we require 10,000 down, 20,000 down, or whatever that may be. We will subtract X amount of dollars because you will do the work yourself. Okay, that way it's all win-win-win. Everybody involved. Okay, you can check out Zillow.com, Realtor.com as well, looking for sale by owners. One thing I didn't write down was Craigslist. That's a good place to look for sale by owners as well. You want to start talking to friends, family. Let them know that you're a part of a company that can help people. We're a solution-based company that is helping people that are in problems with their houses, and we buy quickly. And also remember this, you can write this down, our website for the people that are having problems selling their houses. To give you some credibility, you can send them to www.problemhome.com. www.problemhomebuyer.info. Okay, that's www.problemhomebuyer.info. Once more, www.problemhomebuyer.info, and that will help you with the credibility. You can point them to our site, and therefore also it gives you credibility as well. Okay. There are different things, different problems people have. We already, going over a couple of those things. But you want to help people there in pre-foreclosure. We talk to those people all the time, but we don't have a way to help them. We've come across people that are behind on payments, and they just want to get away from this thing. I'd rather just, we've heard them say, I'd rather just get me an apartment right now to rebuild myself, and I'll go back in later. So now you have an opportunity, number one, to help that individual to get themselves out of the place they're in, a win for you as well because you're able to obtain a home with no risk whatsoever. And then you're also able to help the end buyer because more than likely the person that you're going to help couldn't qualify for a home. So you're going to be able to get them in, whether it's you're going to own or finance it to them, or a lease option, or a sandwich lease. And we'll talk more about that later. But there's other problems and things like that. But just to go on a little further to the next slide, and I want to tell you this is not something that is hard to do. It is simple to do. It's going to take several times of learning and listening. That's why we have this community of like-minded people that we put together. That's why we put together a program like we did to give you the steps 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, how to get it done. We've also put together marketing packages, financial packages to show that you have software to keep your proper record keeping. We'll talk more about that so you can start having tax write-offs and stuff like that. Start writing off things like your mortgage, or which is probably 25%, just depends, but travel. You can write off things like your internet service, your cell phone bill. We'll talk more about that now because this is a home-based business as well. But the steps to success, as you see here, is to locate your prospects. That's your for sale by owners, your Fsbos, okay? Pre-screen those prospects. We have scripts and everything in place that all you have to do is when you pick up the phone is go and follow that script, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and we put it in place so you don't sound like a computer, okay? And then you construct, once you have that written down, you construct and you present the offer. Then you follow up, and then you close quickly, okay? And we do all our closings with an attorney, everything above board. We make sure everything is a win, win, win once again. Person has problems selling a house, okay? This is one of the examples. Once we go through the pre-screening process, as we talked about before just a couple seconds ago, we have a script to help you listen and evaluate what you're hearing so that you don't have to worry about what to say next, what to do, or what to ask. Did I forget to ask this? Did I leave this out? We have an actually something that's in place for you. Forgive me, I forgot the word I was looking for. But we have something in place for you that you don't have to worry about being outside or having to color outside of the lines. You find out the details of the house, the financial and physical. Once again, all that's inside the script. Then we're going to actually get off the phone. We're going to look at the script that we've written down, the answers we've written down, and the way it's constructed, it's going to give you the offer that they're wanting, okay? So you won't have to worry about what next to offer this person, whether it's a lease purchase or whether it's a no deal. So sometimes it's a no deal. It's about 35 to 40% of the people that you talk to that are going to be in a position to be ready to accept these type of terms, okay? So once you listen at the person, the seller, you get off the phone, you look, and you present the offer. Then you call them back, you follow up, and based on the information collected, then we determine which strategy to use. And that may be a lease purchase, it may be a owner finance, it may be a we already said lease purchase, maybe a lease option, okay? And I'll show you the difference between those two. And there, when you talk to these Fsbos, these for sale by owners, there's pretty much 3 different types that you're going to bump into. You're going to bump into the over-leveraged. And the over-leveraged simply says that I own this home, but reality, because of the market, what I own this home is actually more than what it's worth. That is prevalent around the United States right now. And then you have free and clear. A third of the houses in the United States are free and clear. So those are some deals too, and those are some awesome deals to get involved with as well. And also you have mortgage with some equity. So these are not over leveraged. So you might have a home that's worth 100,000, but they only owe 70 on it. Okay, so they got $30,000 in equity. So those are the three types that you'll bump into. Now, what we'll do with the proper property information sheet, once you are a part of our team, you'll have the property information sheet, you'll have the scripts, you'll have the numerous things that, excuse me, that we use, which are the agreements, purchase and sale agreements. All those things will be laid out for you for ease of use. So only thing you have to do is say, okay, where am I in this process? Which piece of information do I need, and which document do I need to fill out? Okay. What we will do, this will help you find out if the seller will accept your creative offer. Okay. This is what all of this is for. Eventually, you can have the property information sheet outsourced because it's a script. So you can have that outsourced to an individual. You show them exactly what it is, the sheet itself, and they can call the Fsbos up themselves and fill out the sheet and go through the numbers themselves and only give you the ones that are ready, the 30 to 40%, the ones that are ready to accept your terms. Okay, and that will be later on down the line. And you can always send us what you find. So, say for instance, there you find the Fsbos, you can then just simply submit them to the website, which ones I gave you before, which was www.problemhomebuyer.info, www.problemhomebuyer.info. Or you can send the information and a couple of pictures of the Fsbo to Michael Holmes at themichaelholmes.com. And that's Michael Holmes at themichaelholmes.com. And if the information that we find, we talk to the Fsbo, and if it's a good deal, and we work the deal out and everything, and this, profit, of course, is going to be made if it's a good deal, then you will receive $500 for that simple referral. And I think that's a great way to break into the real estate market, getting to learn and get your feet wet, those type of things. Also, remember, start getting involved. Get yourself into the real estate groups and the social media, and make sure you take out time to read other things. There are many people out there that are teaching, real estate, this, that, and the other. One that I would love for you to start plugging into is Ron LeGrand. This is my mentor that we use, and also I use Ramon Tukes, the Tukes Group, okay? And those two gentlemen are where I get my real estate teaching from and those type of things. But you can always find Ron LeGrand on YouTube and just schedule out your day. I know everybody's busy and we all work and we have kids and those type of things, but you have to take the time so you can get yourself to where you want to be, okay? And what that means is you have to take maybe 30 minutes or an hour a day to focus on getting your education going, okay? And then, of course, we have our calls and things like this. And I'm thinking about simply recording these things so that you can listen to them instead of having nightly calls, because, so much other things going on. I think I'm getting into maybe just recording the webinars and then sending them out to you guys, and then you can just plug in whenever you get a chance, okay? But once again, this is an awesome way to get yourself started, get the ball rolling. Once you do and you evaluate the end result, okay, we filled out the property information sheet. Now we're looking to see, okay, what is this property worth? Or what is the after repair value if necessary? We want to find out the mortgage payment and the PITI, which is your payment, your insurance, your taxes, and your, what is that other I in there? It's the principal, insurance, taxes, and interest. That's what it is. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And that's your PITI. The loan balance, that's a must. You must find out, if it's over leveraged, if it's free and clear, if it has a mortgage with a little bit of equity. But all of this will be written on the script. So can you imagine what you would have to go through in order to get yourself going if you didn't have the scripts ready? If you didn't have a team like we have prepared for you, if you didn't have the credibility that you could point to, you would have to do all these things on your own. And that's what we have prepared for you, so that everything is right there on the property information sheet with the script, and it's easy peasy. I don't know where that came from, but I think that's a good word, easy peasy. Now, what we want to do is present the offer. Now, we also have a script for that as well, and it's for the callback to the seller. So everything is in place for you. Only thing you have to do is plug in, get educated, and then get to work. That's all you have to do. And the getting to work part is simply turning in your Fsbos that you're finding. Okay, so imagine if you turn in 10 Fsbos a week, or you turn in 10 Fsbos a month, and one of those is great. Say two of those are great. So you made an extra $500 or $1,000 for this month. Okay. Now imagine if you turned in 10 a week, like we said, and then out of that week, one or two of those are good. Let's say two of those are good. We're going under the percentages because we're thinking, well, the national average is 30 to 40% of the people will accept our terms. So we're just going to say 20%. So if you turn in 10 Fsbos a week, two of those happen to be good deals, okay? And it may take 30, 45 days, of course, for the closing, maybe a little longer, just depends on the buying, the selling, those type of things. But when the funnel gets going, you're turning in 10 Fsbos a week, and out of those 10 Fsbos a week, two of those are great deals. That's eight a month. 8 times 500, you get where I'm going, okay? That's $4,000 a month. And that's simply the only thing you're doing, riding, searching the internet, and sending the Fsbos to us. Okay, so go by the script and keep it simple when you get to that part. Let me put it that way. Right now, you can simply just refer. But as you get the education and you become a part of our team, you can start learning the script. And once you start learning the script, things become amazingly simple for you. Okay, and this call we do will let you know. I'm not this call we do, but the call that you're on with the seller will let you know immediately if the seller is desperate to sell and if they will take the terms that we're offering. Because remember, because it's terms that we're trying to get, we will offer them better pricing than most people are going to offer them because we're going creatively to offer terms. So let's say, for instance, if they were wanting $180,000 for the home and they only owe, 170 or whatever, we may come in and say, okay, we'll give you 190 if, of course, the ARV is good or the market value is worth that. So we're offering them $10,000 more because we want to have terms to be able not to go to a bank, to be able not to have, risk by having to go to the bank and obtain a mortgage and a note and those type of things, okay? So it's a win-win situation. We give up a little to get the terms that's necessary. So if we get the terms that are necessary, then we can turn around and offer those terms in a lease option package or a sandwich lease package or a owner finance or seller finance package to the next person. So we get the great deals and we turn around and give the great deals to the next person. Now, what you see here, this is a simple picture that we've taken of a portion of the property lead information sheet. And if you can see here, let's look in the middle. And this is the arrows and the lines will tell you where to go if the seller says this, that, or the other. And it also tells you, different hints, what you need, add stars in different places. Say you must have this information. If you don't get this information, no need going any further. They're not the type of the type of seller that we're looking for, okay? So this is a picture of one of the scripts that we use. And, of course, this is another one. And this is one of the follow-up scripts, okay? And I'm just giving you some pictures so you'll see, okay, what we have in place. Hi, this is, boom, calling about your home you discussed with my assistant yesterday. Now, this is, we say assistant because majority of the times a lot of people are already using the virtual assistants to get the calling done. So, of course, me, you, I do it myself because I like to talk to the people. So, of course, you can take the My Assistant out. Do you have a minute? Okay, I've got all the facts here, and you've indicated you sell the house for what you own on it. Is that correct? If they say no, then boom, you go here. Yes, boom, you go here, okay? So it's simply laid out for you. Okay, now, and this is where it comes from. Script to call back a Fsbo when it has a yes on the lease option question on the property info sheet, and also not over leveraged, okay? So remember, there were 3 ways that the Fsbos would come to you. Over leveraged, which means they owe more on the house than it's worth. Free and clear, which means they don't owe anything, and then mortgage with a little bit of equity in it or some equity in it, okay? So everything is laid out for you here. Now, what we do, like I say, one of my mentors is Ron LeGrand, and that's the system that he's come up with is ACTS, which is assignment of the contract and term system. And basically that is, I don't want you to get all involved in words and, those type of things. It's simply saying that, hey, I'm going to have a contract placed on this property with this seller, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to assign it, give it the option over to the buyer for X amount of dollars. That's all that means. And it happens, these are the three ways that we use. Seller or owner finance, which means that they're willing to give everything over to you and they just want out of it, and they will deed the property over to you, and the seller themselves will be the bank and they will finance it to you. And then in turn, we turn around and seller finance it to a buyer for a down payment and a monthly payment that covers what we have, the contract that we have with the seller, okay? Once again, when we get into these type of deals in the contract, the purchase agreement, those type of things, we're not saying in there explicitly, and we do go over it as well, and we go over it again with the attorney when we're at closing, but it's explicitly explained that during this process, it may take 15 days, may take 2 days, may take 30 days, but we are not making payments until we place somebody inside the house, okay? So they understand that process. So that's why we deal with the people that are really needing to sell. And once again, it's 35 or 40% of America out there that owns property that are desperately trying to get out of their situations, okay? Let's go to the next slide. And so, I put this together, guys, so it's going to be easy for anybody and everybody to get their feet wet and moving. Start learning. Don't get so involved in the overall picture of your already perception of real estate, okay? And what I mean by that, some people say, oh, my God, I'm dealing with $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, and, it kind of becomes overwhelming. But really, honestly, there's no risk involved, okay? When you understand what we're doing, your credit's not involved. You use very little cash, if any, okay? And then when it comes down to the down payment, those type of things, if the person doesn't buy, not buy, but if they're in the lease and they don't pay that month or anything like that, then you've already made enough money to cover the month or whatever that they're out. You've made enough money from the down payment and stuff like that to cover yourself from, and then you go from each house to each house. And each house has enough money coming in to cover and pay for itself. If you're not doing it that way, you're getting ready to do it wrong, okay? So the money that you make on the house should always set aside a certain part for taxes. You should always set aside a certain part for repairs and a certain part for home vacancy, okay? And all of that is within our team. We teach you exactly what to do and how to do, how much to set aside. But as we said before, the owner-seller finance, this is the most flexible, of course, because when the deed is transferred to you, that means you have complete ownership. You don't have to, do or ask them anything else. And you get, of course, we're going to close with the attorney and make sure everything is good. The seller becomes the bank, so we don't have to apply for a mortgage or loan or anything like that. And then you want to talk about down payment strategies. Okay, let's say, for instance, if we talk to them and they say, okay, I don't mind that, I want to get out, but, we need some type of, down payment that's, going to be made, so what we do is we strategize. We have an end buyer, say, for instance, this seller wants a down payment of $5,000 to get everything done. Okay, so what we do, we put inside the contract, $5,000, no problem, and we'll have that done as soon as we have, the seller, the buyer that we have in place. So what we do then, we simply say, okay, we're charging $10,000 to $15,000 for the person to buy the home from us, and then we cut the check. $5,000 goes to the seller, and we made $5 or $10,000 profit. Okay, and we just keep moving. So it's always different ways to skin the cat. Once again, we'll close with the attorney. Everything's above board. Then we place the buyer that we was talking about before, because almost 80% of America cannot qualify. And that's a I don't say it's a good thing. It's a good thing for us because it's a good thing because we actually been able to help them solve a problem. Okay, and then we collect the down payment and also monthly passive income. So we collect the 15 down, 10 down, or whatever it is that's, per that house. And then we make sure that if the seller, we have to give the seller, say, $1,000 a month, we make sure that we have at least 1,200 coming in from our buyer to take care of that situation, and we make $200 passive income from this property. Okay, and then we just keep moving, and then we just scale it up and do the next one. Sandwich lease. Sandwich lease is exactly how it sounds. We're going to be the meat in between. So basically, we're leasing from the seller, and this is just in case the seller, say, friends, they don't want to do the whole deed thing. They're, So what we'll do is we may not have as much control, but we can do a sandwich lease. We will lease it from them, and then once we lease it from them, we lease it to the end buyer, and that way we can stay in the deal, and then we can make money every month. We make down payment money, and also when the buyer, our end buyer, cashes out, we get cashed out as well. Okay, so all of that stuff is great. Understand it? Okay. I'm thinking about the when we at the end when he actually gets cashed out. That's in the owner finance, and at least if the person, unless it's in the contract, but generally if the lease, unless it's a lease to purchase, then we can participate in the when the buyer gets a mortgage or gets a note rather on the property and buys us out. Then we can participate in that profit. If it's just a basic lease, then we don't participate. We just participate in the monthly and the down payment and make sure that's understood. The lease option itself, that is something that, it may not be the terms that you desired, so you place a lease option on it and you tell the seller, hey, great, no problem. What I'm going to do is I have a company that places people all the time, and then once you have an end buyer that's ready to lease, you simply do an option. You say $5,000 and you get out of the way of the deal completely. They pay you $5,000 and now they deal with the seller and the buyer. Boom, we put them together and we made $5,000. Okay, people do that in wholesaling as well, but we won't get into that. But as you see, this is definitely a lot less risky ways of than doing and buying and selling real estate. Remember this about terms. We don't make payments. Okay, that's always in an agreement. While we're finding a buyer, and it doesn't take long because we're advertising all the time. And once we put it out there that you have a house, if you can't qualify, no credit checks, then other, just X amount of down. You have a lot of people calling your phone. Okay, so that's not an issue. And once they accept terms, like we said before, we state that we have X amount of days to solve his or her house problem. And it's all about how you present yourself and the scripts that we have in place. Use the company as credibility. Just to give you an example of a financing structure of an over-leveraged deal that we can do. Let's say, for instance, the purchase price is $170,000, and also the loan amount that he owns, that he has to the bank, is $170,000. He just wants what he has in it. He does, he's just trying to get out of there. As we see, the after repair value or the market value is $200,000, and of course you get your market value by going to Zillow.com. If you have a realtor, talk to your realtor, and they can go on the MLS, the multiple listing system, and also find the market value as well. And then there are also other resources out there. You just look in appraisal software or appraisal website or comparable real estate values, any of those type of things, you can find different types of values. But that's just going out of the way. You can also use realtor.com. But more simple, Zillow.com will give you good rates. They're going to give you, it's free, and they give you good market values. And then, of course, find a realtor that you can work with. And they'll either give you access to the MLS. If it's a friend or something like that, they can give you access to the MLS. If it's not a friend, you send it to the realtor, and the realtor will give you comparables, okay? But generally, if you use a realtor, you got to remember, they're going to get paid. So, and really and truly, that's not our process. We're not trying to have a realtor, because what we're trying to do is get to a place to where we have a buyer's list, people that have been calling our phone, answering our ads, and we have those in place for you as well when you get there, to That way we have a list of people that are ready, that are, are getting ready or what have you, okay? Um, let's go back to this now. So the monthly payment to seller would be $1,200 because remember, the seller is going to become the bank for us. They're going to finance everything for us. So generally, if somebody's trying to buy a home and they know that they can't qualify, they also know that generally it's about 10 to 20% down for the property. Okay, so now we're going to turn around and our selling price to the end buyer will be the ARV, the 200,000. Okay, or the market value. That's going to be our price to the end buyer. So as you see there, the difference between our market price to the end buyer and what we owe or what we purchased from the seller is 170,000. So you can initially take $30,000 a down payment, as you see here, and it goes straight to your pocket. You understand? So a lot of questions people ask is, okay, well, if the seller puts down, the buyer puts down X amount of dollars, don't we need to turn it into, to the bank or to the seller? No, because that's your price. Your price is 200,000. Your profit is the difference between the purchase price that you negotiated and the market value that you found out that the market can handle. So that 30 grand is all your profit. Okay, use it however you like. If you want to collect 10 down, and want to strategize different ways, 10 here, 5 here. It's freedom, guys. It's a way of freedom to be able to do the things that you want to do. Okay, $30,000, and then the amount to seller for monthly payments is $1,200. So we make sure we collect anywhere from $1,400 to $1,500. That way we're getting $200 to $300 passive income every month. Okay. Now, once again, I can't state it enough. The risk is minimal to really none, because as we have made the contract, the seller, to the seller, as we've closed with the attorney, those type of things, there's nothing else required. Okay, there were no down payments required because we didn't negotiate that part. We didn't need that. There's no nothing. We didn't have to put our name on a note, so the credit is not at risk. There's no money at risk or anything like that. If there's no payments due right now, there's no payments due till we find a actual person to put into the property. And if once we put the person into the property, we made X amount of dollars from that process, 10, 15, 20, 30,000 from that down payment. Now we have that money sitting to the side to do further deals. And that's the first deal. Let's say, for instance, you build up by turning in Fsbos. You just save your $500 that you're making, or you save a portion of that $500, because if you're like me, you may need that $500. Excuse me. Or at least a portion of it to take care of some bills and things, because you're kind of already behind, maybe. So now you got $500 coming in as referral bonuses and stuff like that. And you can use that to start putting to the side until you're ready to start doing your deals. Okay, you're ready to start doing your first deal. Now, for our team members, what we have put together are the tools and preparation for you. We have the systems, strategy. We even have software, business software for you for proper record keeping, which will give you your lifestyle deductions, as we were talking about in the front, tax write-offs. You can start writing off mileage, travel. I bet you didn't know that you can write off the interest on your car payment. All those type of things. You're going to get the education and the financial education and the real estate education, so you can know and maximize the benefits of having a home-based business, a real estate business, and also the many other myriad of things that you're going to have. Retirement planning. We talk about IRAs. We talk about 1031 exchanges. 1031 exchanges is a great tool to use in real estate to build retirement. We have scripts, marketing tools for you. We have things already in place that have produced good results, basically. And then you have a community of like-minded people that are coming together and talking about, okay, deals. We have this to buy. We have this to sell. We have partnerships. We have different things available for you to help you on whatever level that you're in or that you like to be involved in. And like we say, our referral bonuses go from $50 to $1,000. It just depends on the avenue that you're taking, okay? And we can show you very easily how to get to that point. Guys, this also, and the whole purpose of Renew Excellence Society is to help people to follow their dreams. We're using real estate investing to support that. Okay, so your dream may not be like mine. I love real estate. That's my thing. That's what I do. I also like speaking. I like law of attraction, speaking, those type of things. So that is my passion. So I use real estate. I love it, but I also use it to be able to do the law of attraction, speaking, stuff like that at different places that I go, and it helps to support. That way I don't have to do a day-to-day job. So eventually I'll be able to leave the day-to-day job to be able to do those things that I want to do, that you want to do, okay? We have tools for your passion following as well. We teach you brand management, blogging strategies, social media strategies, your LLC development, lead generation. All those things are in place. We also have a network of professionals to help you in every stage of your development. Let's say, for instance, you're in a certain state and city. We have people there, or we will do the interviewing of the people there to help you. Let's say, for instance, you may need a contractor or anything like that, or a banker or an attorney, real estate attorney, those type of things. We have a network of professionals that you can use that are trusted, that you can do anything that you need to get done. And guys, I just simply want to say thank you. Thank you for taking your time, tuning in. And this is just the beginning. What you're seeing now is going to be able to produce for you whatever dollars amount that you have set for yourself. You can create a $50,000, $100,000 a year opportunity very easily and little to no risk. Number one thing is because this is a situation to where we're problem solving. It's a win-win situation. So there's many avenues and many opportunities for you to solve those problems with those real estate people that are needing to get out of those situations. And then also, because these things that we're teaching is not abundantly taught, because what you're going to see majority of the times, and you'll see them, you'll see on the shows, what you see the flipping, the rehabbing. They show you those type of things. They show you, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to go to a bank, get the loan, this, that, and the other, get the property, get your, and that's great. That's awesome. But at the same time, it takes a whole lot to break in. I'm gonna say a whole lot, but it takes more than this strategy to break into the buying, flipping, and those type of things, because you're going to have to prove that you have X amount of dollars, because they want to know that you can, fraud the property. You know how it is when you have to finance, you have to get approved. Okay, so this is a great way to break into it. We will also be teaching you wholesale strategies. Also, that way you can be the middleman in finding the ugly houses and getting those to the people that want to flip. So we will be teaching you that as well. But once again, guys, thank you. If this is your first time watching, just simply you can email me, Michael at themichaelholmes.com, and I will tell you more about the system and how you can get involved as a team member. And it's not, where like the gurus are doing, and I have nothing against gurus or anything like that. I'm just saying it's not that. This is not a process as to where you come in and then it's going to be $2,000 for this CD set, $3,000 for, the training, the booklet. This is inside, hands-on activity to where you can get busy, okay? This is a membership, and it's taught and structured differently than anything you've seen before. What we do at Renew Excellence Society is to bring back the excellence to society, okay? We want to show people that there is a way to get to wherever you want to be. If you want to follow your passion as a baker, for instance, that is all strategized within this program. And as you're putting together the bakery or the baking, whatever that is, you're doing your LLC development. We're teaching you brand management, social media strategies, those type of things. You're also doing the referrals. Okay, you're sending in Fsbos. You're learning how to do your first deal. You're also bringing in people that want to learn this information. If those people come in, you will also get a referral bonus for that as well, okay? This is structured exactly for you to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and to promote freedom. So I thank you for tuning in. I'm Michael Holmes. I don't even think I said that in the beginning, guys, but I am Michael Holmes, and I'm your host for Renew Excellence Advanced Leadership and Renew Excellence Society. And we're going to change the way the world sees real estate and following their passion. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you on the flip side.